that recording now? That's recorded. Yay, I remembered how to use the camera. I'm so excited. Okay. So, this thing, in theory, is a flight simulator. But it's in a really big box. So, I gotta get it out of the box. This is not gonna be fun. Inside this crate behind me is an ATC-810 flight simulator. And we're going to unbox this thing. It was built in the early 80s, runs on an 8-bit computer, no visuals, but has a complete instrument panel, radio stack, and is an IFR simulator for generic twin-engine aircraft. And I noticed that I've got the crate backwards, in that the end that opens is the one that's facing the door. So that being said, let's see what's inside. Okay, let's see what's inside this thing, shall we? Okay, I'm just going to let this fall down. A thing! The thing! The wondrous thing! Everyone knows it's slinky. Okay. Well, more things to unpack. I got to handle this screw though before I do anything else. That screw's got to come out there. Do you love all these little audio enhancers we've got going on here? The joys of living on a major highway. Forward. Doesn't want to come out of there. But it will eventually. And it's only a little bit bent, right? Straighten that out and use it again, right? So I got some good quarter-inch plywood I can salvage. Okay. It's really hot and humid in this shop because, well, Washington State. And it's been hot for a week and then it rained. Well, the people don't sweat, we rain. So this big black thing in there, that's the actual simulator cab. And it's a lot bigger than I thought it was. Yeah, that's a corner of it right there. It goes all the way up. According to the freight bill, that's 910 pounds. So getting it out of the crate without breaking it is going to be, well, I don't think interesting quite covers it. Let's just say it's going to be a challenge. Okay, I got the top off, which was actually screwed on. However, the back and the two sides were nailed in, and they kicked my ass. So, this is what we got so far. This, by the way, I'm almost positive, is a 3-panel bug-eye lens system. Mid 2005, 2006, somewhere in there. Company named Bug-Eye Technologies, which is still around, started building these Fresnel lens-based displays for PC-based flight simulators. If memory serves, this thing has got 3 1024 by 768 displays behind some kind of a Fresnel lens assembly. And it looks to be all one monolithic thing. Fortunately, I've got a Matrox triple head to go that might actually drive this. And then of course, the beastie here. So, my current problem is that I have no safe method of getting this thing off of that thing, which you can't see, but is the crate floor. And I got to be careful because it's old, it's made out of plywood, and I cannot damage it. So that's the story so far. Let's see what I come up with next. Okay, I got the bug eye out of the way. Let's start unwrapping this thing, shall we? I don't know about you guys, but I think this is pretty fucking cool. Never had a commercial simulator I could unwrap before. This was packaged by Craters and Freighters in Colorado. And they did a hell of a good job. Oh my God. There's a lot of shit in here. How's that for cool, huh? Twin engine flight simulator. It's a bit rough. But it looks like it's The skin is Formica over plywood. And there's no apparent damage, which is good, at least that I can see so far. Yes. Scratches on the decals. Looks like the cab there, the windscreen is kind of banged up. So I'm going to move the camera and you can see what's inside with me. Microphone falls off the damn horseshoe. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see in there real well or not. And that bulb is missing out of there, so I can't turn that on for you. So let's see what we got here. Box. And I'm not going to open these boxes as I take them out. I've got no idea what all's in here. I need to be careful with it. There's a lot more in this thing than I expected to be in here. I knew the gentleman that sent this to me had removed all of the computer boards and packed them separately in order to prevent damage. So I suspect some of these are those. Could be all of them, I'm not sure. My understanding is that the computer that drives this is a 6809 8-bit CPU. If you're into classic computers, or were into computers in the 80s, that's the same CPU that the Tandy color computer used in various incarnations. And you figure today the power it has is laughable, but back then these guys managed to craft an FAA certified IFR trainer around that thing. And trust me, this is a full panel of instrumentation. I'll show you here in a second when I can get the rest of these boxes. I don't know what the price was when it was originally sold, but wow, that's heavy. I will go ahead and get a hold of ATC and see if they can't tell me. Because I'm really kind of curious now. I've got more foam padding now than I think I've ever had in my life. But this, I'm sorry, this is stupidly cool, okay? Yeah. If you're a flight sim nerd, this shit's cool. And if any of you people following my channel have followed me for it all, you know I'm a flight simulator nerd. Although I may sweat to death before I'm done with this. And that is the last box. Holy cow. Okay, so I'm going to stop the camera. I'm going to get a light that I can poke in here so you folks can see, and then we'll start it back up. Okay, now that I've got some light, you can see what's going on. And I got my handy little arrow to point things out. So what we have up here is a clock, a gyro pressure gauge, which I suspect is related to the artificial horizon and the horizontal situation indicator, and maybe the DG, which is right here, or that's the radio compass, or I think. Oh, it's been too many years, guys, I'm sorry. There's an ammeter, or airspeed indicator, with a pressure or a altitude adjust, I think, or it's some kind of an offset, I don't remember what it is. A coordinated turn indicator. This is an ADI, RMI kind of thing. This is a VOR indicator. Again, the horizontal situation indicator, artificial horizon, altimeter, VSI or vertical airspeed indicator, manifold pressure, RPM, fuel flow, exhaust gas temperature for both engines, I think. Not sure. Oil pressure gauge, oil temperature maybe? Not sure, I'll have to look it up, but there's two of those. Fuel pressure for left and right tanks, fuel quantity left and right tank, and there's two blanking panels here that I'm not sure what they're for. This is where the radio stack goes. As you can see, it's got a big main board in there, things are unplugged. Over here we've got panel lights, headphone jacks, mic and headphone, master battery switches, which somebody left on, left and right magnetos, both pair, circuit breakers, alternator circuit breakers, pitot heat, surface de-ice, fuel pumps left and right, cowl flaps. For some reason these look suspiciously like wire nuts. I'm not sure why they're there, if they are wire nuts. Maybe the person that had this before me lost them. I'll contact ATC and see if they're still available. Landing gear handle, down and locked indicators, not locked indicator. We have two throttles, two propeller pitch, two mixture, elevator trim, rudder trim, aileron trim, flaps, engine audio volume, it's probably related to the simulator, flight mode, this is for the instructor station maybe, verify the field in sight because, well, it's an IFR simulator and that's really all you can do, and then it's got 4 positions for map selection, and it's got a little Hobbs meter on here that tells the total hours in the simulator, and then the last thing here's a key lock. The Hobbs meter seems to be reading about 4,015 hours. I suspect that's total power on time. Interestingly enough, that's metal, that's wood. So I'm not quite sure what was going on. I do have a complete set of manuals for this, so I'm going to look through that and it will tell me more, I suspect. And then we've got a set of rudder pedals down here with toe brakes. I've been told that there is a force mechanism in here that will cause the rudder pedals to move on you if you lose an engine, which is accurate for a twin engine situation. And then we've got the yoke here. Wow, that's tight. Needs to be lubed up, I suspect, and I think that's a microphone cable. Anyway, so that's all I have right now. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot these. Sorry. This is the firewall fuel shutoff. Left and right engine shutoff, cross feeds, and fuel tank select. It looks like there's an off position, an outboard 38 gallon, and an inboard 53 gallon. Huh. Outboard tanks, level flight only. So yeah, there's that. Oh, looks like we got a screw missing here too. That's bad. So right now, the only thing I can do with this thing is climb into it and make engine noises, but I'm not going to do that because, well, I do have a little pride left. It goes away when the camera gets turned off. And this is interesting. This is a blanked out panel as well. This is going to be really interesting to get into as a restoration project, I think. Isn't that cute? It has a no smoking light and a seatbelt light. That's kind of neat. And then these are indicators for, we've got flaps, left pneumatic in-op, left boost pump in-op, left fuel flow low, alternator in-op, or left alternator, right alternator in-op, and then right fuel flow, fuel boost, pneumatic, cabin door unsafe, which means somebody forgot to close the damn door, and a nose bag door ajar, which is the cargo door up front. I'm not sure what specific aircraft this did other than a generic two-place or a generic twin engine, but I will certainly mention that information when I find out. This right here is this twin engine CPT, which is Cockpit Procedures Trainer, IFR flight simulator. The Cockpit Procedures Trainer is very frequently used with no visuals but an accurate representation of the avionics in order to get your muscle memory going for performing emergency procedures, you know. Get your brain knowing where things are generically, because the more time you have to make mistakes here, the less time you're going to make mistakes turning yourself into an expanding cloud of hair, teeth, and eyeballs when you make a mistake. And that's pretty much everything I've got right now. I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to upload it. And rest assured, there will be more. Thanks, folks. Please subscribe. Talk to you later.